What's up, y'all? It's Big Wally 28 here. No, that's not my real name, in case you were wondering. Anyway, I'm doing this fire pit build. This is the third one I've made. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to do a regular removable grill top or a Santa Maria style that raises up and down. I've made one already. Took a long time. It's a lot of work. Next one will probably go pretty smooth. But anyway, here's the grill. Let me turn the light on. It is about, from this end to that one over there, it's about 33 inches across. From corner to corner, it's about 36. It's an octagon shape. I made it out of 3/16 plate, and the sides are 5-inch wide flat bar, and from here to here, bottom corner to bottom corner, it's about 13 3/4, maybe 14 inches, something like that. I'm going to put legs on it. I'm going to do casters. I'm going to do a grate down here. That way the fire can breathe a little better. I'm going to drill some holes in it for water drainage and airflow. Just want to say something real quick. I'm not a professional welder or fabricator, kind of a weekend warrior. I just enjoy doing this stuff. Don't get me wrong, I'll sell it and I'll make a little bit of money on it, hopefully, but I really just enjoy doing it. I'm working out of a real small garage. It's considered a 2-car garage, but you'd have to have 2 really small cars to fit 2 cars in here. But some of the equipment that I've used to make it with, I've got this Ironton chop saw. It's a dry cut saw, 72 tooth blade on it. It works really well. Price on it was about $250, something like that. It does do angled cuts, or miter cuts, I guess you call them. Anyway, it works really good. I still do have a DeWalt abrasive chop saw. It's basically like a giant grinder, but the ends don't come out as smooth, and it takes a lot longer to cut. So I bought this one, and I'm really happy with it, for the money anyway. There's a DeWalt over there. It's kind of sitting in the corner by itself, all lonely and everything. Anyway, some of the stuff I used to make it with, I've got my welding table here. I lucked out, and my uncle actually gave it to me. I was going to build one, buy the materials and build it, but he's been a welder forever, and he's a little older now, and he's getting rid of some of his stuff, so I lucked out, and he gave me this table. It's a 3/8 inch thick top, and overall it measures about 10 feet by 4.5 feet wide. So works out pretty good for me, but it does take up a lot of room in the garage. Sorry it's so messy in here. I've just got a lot of stuff in here, and I haven't had a lot of time to clean up. So I've got keep some of my metal over there, some expanded metal for my grills and grates and stuff like that, and that's just some scrap down there. What I used to cut them out with, the first time I made one, I just drew all the lines on a big piece of sheet and clamped down a piece of flat bar, and cut each line, and then I'd have to unclamp everything, move it, clamp it back down, do it. It just took forever. So I got me some 2x4s, and made 2 different sizes. This one is the smaller one, that's the bigger one. So I basically measured it, figured it out. I can get 2 big ones and 1 small one out of a 4x8 sheet of plate, 3/16 plate, and works out really good. So there's a lot less waste. Anyway, some other equipment that I used. Here's my welding. I call it the Tower of Power, unofficial name. But anyway, I made this welding cart. Let me get some light on it. Made that welding cart right there. It's 3 tiers. Made it out of expanded metal and 3/16 wall, 2-inch square tubing, mild steel. Painted it with some industrial gray something or another. Works out pretty good. Holds my 2 bottles. It'll hold 2 or 3 bottles back here. So got my CO2 mix and 100% argon over there. I welded a, you know, little chain thing on the side. Kind of hard to get to right now. All my kids' toys are in here. But, you know, again, I'm not a professional. I don't have a big, you know, huge shop or anything. It's just a 2-car garage out of my house. But anyway, I got the MiG 135 from Eastwood. Got that Lincoln flux core. Those both run off 110. I've had that Lincoln for probably 15 years. It will actually penetrate pretty well. You can weld some pretty thick stuff with it. Maybe, you know, 3/16, which is pretty good for a, you know, 110 welder. The welds don't come out looking so good, but that machine's real simple to use. You don't have to use any gas or anything. It's never let me down. The MiG 135, that one you can use flux core wire or solid MIG welding wire, steel only, you know, obviously. The main one that I'm using, that I've been using, and the one that I use to make this fire pit is the MiG 175 from Eastwood, and that one runs off 220, and that one has plenty of power, and it is really solid machine. So I've been really happy with it, especially for the price. You know, I'd love to have Hypertherm, Miller, all Lincoln stuff, but it's just not in the budget for me. I've got a mortgage and one of my kids is in daycare, so it's pretty much eating me alive. Anyway, maybe one day, wishful thinking. But anyway, another machine, the plasma cutter that I used to cut them out with is the Eastwood VERSACUT 60 plasma cutter. Kind of hard to see. By the way, while I'm thinking about it, I use these little twist ties right here. They're made by Gear Tie, and they work out really good just for keeping all the ground clamps and the guns and everything kind of somewhat organized. And that cart, that's the top one, middle shelf, bottom shelf. We also got the Eastwood TIG 200 down there. I'll do a review on that one later, but anyway, I put some put 4 swivel casters on it. I needed to be able to move it around in a tight space, which is what I'm working with. So I've also got my motorcycle lift / 4-wheeler lift in here. It's being used for a junk table right now. Got another toolbox over there, little fridge, bunch of stuff over there, 44-inch toolbox, little Matco roll cart over there, snap-on blast cabinet, another shelf. Got some shelves over there, and then I got my 60-gallon North Star air compressor that I bought at Northern Tool, which, by the way, is where I got the chop saw. And just don't have a lot of room to work with. And I'm not telling you that because I'm bragging about my garage or tools or anything. I'm telling you that because if I can do this in this tight of space, you can do it too if you want. You know, if you want to get into this stuff. Like I said, I'm not a professional at it. I'm just kind of a weekend warrior, and it's a lot of fun to me, you know, and I'm kind of learning as I'm going. But anyway, I'll do another video once I put the legs on the bottom, get the casters on it, make the grill, decide which way I want to go with the grill, and get it painted and everything. And I'll do another video on it. If you can, like and subscribe if you like the video. Thanks a lot.